Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cooked all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm. Today is Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. This is episode 92092. It's insane. We're closing in on a new year once again, but that just means we got to finish it off strong together, starting with this episode. Now, this one means a lot to me for many, many different reasons. Not only did this guy come in a few weeks ago and headline a Lavender Group event at Cerise Rooftop, he also is one of my biggest inspirations. He's from the same hometown as me, a little place called Zionsville, Indiana, and even though it's not so small anymore, it's incredible to see Topher Jones, aka King Arthur, rise to a worldwide scale in the electronic music community. I remember thinking to myself a few years ago, if he can do it, so can I, and to put him on as a headliner in an event in Chicago and interview him before and have everything come full circle means so much to me. But enough about me, guys. Let's talk about King Arthur. He is one of the most incredibly talented DJ producers in the game right now and has quite the resume. He has been supported by some of the biggest DJs in the world, including the Chainsmokers and Don Diablo. He's had record releases on Martin Garrix stamped label, Tiesto's Musical Freedom. He's played the Tomorrowland Mainstage, and he's got his own record label coming out as well. Now, I'm going to let him give you his story, but I have to say it is incredible to see how hard this guy has worked to get to where he is at now, and I know this is only the beginning for him. It is my genuine honor to have him on for this episode, so without further ado, guys, let's get into it right now. Episode 92 with King Arthur. We're here at the Virgin Hotels at Upstairs with someone that I have a lot of respect for, King Arthur.
Thank you.
Topher, thanks so much for making some time, man.
Thank you for
I
having
just
me.
want to start off by saying how much inspiration you've given me just to follow your dream. I mean, we started off by saying it, but we're from the same hometown.
Yep.
Zionsville, Indiana.
What's up? The Z,
There's
baby.
going to be a lot of Zionsville people that
The
watch
Z.
this for sure. Literally, you know, I had some people text me today because they saw that King Arthur was playing. I had Danny Gray
I think,
text
hold on,
me.
I had it backwards. I think this is, yeah, there we go. I think that's the
That
correct
was
way to
good.
say- There we go.
See that, people?
Yeah, sorry, I was doing it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't live in Zionsville anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't.
You still support though, but just the feedback when people saw that you were coming to Chicago and I was on the same lineup, it like really came full circle for me. I mean, I've been following you since the Topher Jones days, and we'll get into that. But again, I just want to say I know how much work you put in, maybe even actually only half of how much work you put in. But to see your journey, I mean, it's really incredible.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And you got
Means a lot.
great music. I have all of your tracks on my USB. I won't play
That's
these
good.
tonight, I promise.
Thank you.
It works so well, man, from a DJ's perspective too, in like any sort of environment.
Cool.
Do you make your music with kind of a vision in mind, like this is going to be a good festival track, this is going to be a good beach track, or are you just making what comes to mind?
I think it depends on the track. I mean, you sometimes you'll have like a very distinct vision of this is what I want to make. Other times you start somewhere and it goes a totally different direction.
Yep.
Yeah, but it definitely is a record by record thing. I don't consistently happen to be like, I'm going to make this song today, and then I go and I make it. It's like, yeah, I want to make something kind of in this area, and you can make that happen. You need to have some sort of parameter to, kind of fit into. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's never like, hey, my track's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is what it's going to sound like at the end. And it just never seems to turn out that way.
There's no creativity involved when it's like that, too.
No, I mean, it's just, music's just really funny because you hear things in your head and you try and bring them to life. And when you do that, it just, it very rarely does it sound exactly, does it turn out exactly like it sounds in your head. And so there's some sort of process that happens where the idea kind of morphs in that. And, but yeah, I am very much hey, I need to make some more stuff in this world for my sets, or let's do something a little bit different that's a little bit change of pace. So I'll think like that, but it very rarely is like, I'm going to make this record today. And Because if you do, like it gets really tough because then
Tunnel
you're
vision,
beating
right?
yourself up.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to make something great every day, and then
Yeah.
when you give yourself a really narrow lane to go down, it can be tricky.
True. Now, when it comes to kind of sticking along a sound that you mean, like rave in the '90s is not the same as right now or Praise You. You know?
No.
So, I guess when I think about it, when I'm trying to make music, I want to define what the Sherm sound is. Since you have such a wide variety of music and what your skill set is,
Yeah.
does that really come into play when you're like, I don't know if this is King Arthur sounding? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
think there's a difference of like a different generation. So
Yeah.
starting next month, actually for Christmas next month, I've had turntables for 20 years,
Oh my gosh.
which is crazy to think about. So I've been DJing well over half my life, and so where people are at nowadays, it's very, I'm an artist, or this is who I am as a producer. I'm going to go and DJ around that.
Okay.
Okay, whereas I come from an era where you didn't have to make music to be a really successful DJ.
Yeah.
And you learn, it's a totally different skill set of DJing, learn how to read a crowd, build the room, the whole thing, and playing the right record next, not, oh, I have to play this record because it's mine, or I have a pre-recorded set, a pre-programmed set or anything.
Right.
And so as a producer, this could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you ask. I have a lot more space to work with than a lot of people give themselves nowadays as artists, because like, this is who I am. It's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm this.
Yeah.
And you know, it might not sound like, you know, some people you hear their record, like, oh, that's so and so every time, which is cool.
Yeah.
For a few years.
Yeah.
And then after a few years, everyone gets really bored of that sound. So I
Yeah.
think it's also really dangerous to make yourself fit into like a very narrow lane.
That's true.
Unless you become the superstar of that genre,
Yeah.
I think it's really tough.
Yeah. You pigeonhole yourself.
But there is something cool about being very recognizable. When people
Yeah.
hear a record, like, oh, that's so and so.
That's true, and that's a good point compared to
I guess.
to,
So let me explain this a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm looking more for a feel than I am a sound.
perfect.
And that's kind of the King Arthur thing. There's like a certain feel to the records rather than
Right.
sonically it sounds the same. You can tell every time.
Yeah.
People can hear the records, hear the lyrics, hear the vocals, hear the vibe and the groove, whatever. Like, oh, this feels like a King Arthur record.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, it is about the feeling, and when it comes to like your fan base too, they just want you to make what you love to make, so they don't want you to.
I would disagree with that.
Oh, really?
No, fans don't. Fans don't like change, man. They're brutal.
Yeah?
They're like, no, why? Whatever happened to this song? Whatever happened to that style? Go back to this.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that was a moment in time.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
You know, people are like, why don't you make Belong to the Rhythm again? I'm like, because Belong to the Rhythm was its own thing.
Yeah.
And
4 years ago now, right?
Yeah, 4.5.
Crazy.
But that's how a lot of fans think that way. Some fans are on board for whatever you want to do.
Sure, that's a good
But
point.
you always get the feedback. Why don't you do this anymore?
Yeah.
I miss this King Arthur. I miss this whatever.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're like,
true.
yeah, I got to grow as an artist.
Yeah, anytime with something creative where people can have an opinion.
Yeah, and that's just part of it. So you just got to, you know what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So 20 years ago, you got your first set of turntables. So you
Yep.
DJ'd before you started producing.
Yes.
When did you start producing then?
Probably. It'd been like 5 years after.
Okay.
I went to DePaul.
Yep.
And I was walking home from class one day. I had my turntables at school. And I was like, either I need to sell these and just focus on school, or I need to like jump in and really see what we can make happen with this and start learning how to produce and all that stuff. And so, yeah, it was maybe 2004 or 5, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you use to produce? What did you start on?
I started on, well, the very, very first thing was Reason.
Oh, wow. You started with Reason?
Yeah, but I didn't really understand it that well. This is
Yeah,
back in the
okay.
day when you had to like flip it around on your screen and like plug in everything. So basically it was like remaking an analog studio.
Yeah,
like,
that's
plugging things in.
intense.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was the first one, and then did a little bit of Ableton, but then I got Logic, and that's when I was like, yeah, this is my jam.
Yeah, I love Logic. I mean, it comes up every time with anybody who produces. Everyone's got their toolbox. You just got to find out what you want to put it in and how you want to use it.
Yeah, and I'm just so used to Logic now that
you're an Apple
that's
guy
my
then
jam.
too. You got an iPhone,
Yeah.
It's just easy to integrate.
It is. Yeah.
It just makes sense. Interesting. So you were producing now. I remember when it really hit off for you was Brohammer was the first track that really blew up for you, right?
Well, there was a lot before that. There was like a whole era of Topher Jones before that era of Topher Jones. So in 2000, maybe in the summer of 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's take this back to the end of second semester of 2006. End of my junior year of college.
Okay.
I went over to watch Grey's Anatomy with some girls at their sorority.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, let's all hang out, watch Grey's Anatomy, and then we'll get food. I was like, cool, I'll come by, watch the show.
Sure.
I'm going to go get food. Little did I know it was going to change my life.
Wow. Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I mean, not really has to do with the show.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, there was the season finale. At the very end, there was like this, I don't know, super emotional moment. I don't know what it was. But they played Snow Patrol Chasing Cars.
Yeah.
This was before it was a worldwide hit. It was like before it was a big song.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I just like, oh my gosh, what is this song?
Yeah.
This like changed my life.
Yeah.
And so I went online, found out what it was, bought it, and with a guy named Blake Jarrell, we made a bootleg remix of the song.
I forgot you made a bootleg.
And then like it just became this huge record. And yeah, and the dance people was like Tiesto and Armin and Ferry Corsten and Gabriel and Dresden and Deep Dish, all like my heroes at the time, who were all huge at the time. They played the record for like a year and a half straight.
That's incredible.
And so that was when I was like, oh, maybe there could be something here.
Yeah, I think so.
And we got it out by this is a while ago. This is before you'd give out USB sticks. You'd burn CDs and you'd hand them to DJs. And then or you'd email it to them and they'd burn it to a CD. This is when people were DJing with CDs.
Yeah.
And so it was post vinyl, which is I started on vinyl.
Wow.
And
okay.
that's how old I am.
Yeah,
DJing.
no, that's probably why you're such a great DJ though, because that's all ear.
And then we passed CDs to everybody.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then they would pass records between them, and the DJs would, and that's how it kind of grew. And that was the beginning of like, oh, this could become a thing.
Yeah.
So that was the first big record. Then I was writing kind of more trance music at that era of my career.
Yeah.
And had a couple State of Trance, Tune of the Weeks, stuff like that.
Amazing.
On Armin's radio show. And Tiesto
crazy.
signed a bunch of my records to his label Black Hole. I was on his
right.
radio show all the time. And then from there, it went into a different direction of doing a bit more songwriting stuff. And that's when I signed the deal with Ultra.
Right.
And did some records. And then I did Brohammer as a joke. For my younger brother, we were all at dinner one night for my birthday, and we were just making jokes about how people dance in nightclubs.
Yeah.
And this is when like the whole bro thing in club was kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, the bros just go like this, and I was like, yeah, it's like the bro hammering or something. Or I don't know if I said it or my younger brother said it, but it became this joke.
Yeah.
And so then later that week, I came back up to Chicago, wrote the song in like 5 hours, sent it to my brother as a joke, and he just responded, I hate this. And I was like, I know this is going to be good.
Oh my gosh.
And so I sent it to Ultra. Dustin and I sent it to Ultra. We didn't hear anything back for like 2 months. And so then we had some friends that worked for Skrillex, so we played it for them, and they were like, this is amazing. They gave it to Sonny, and they signed it to this EP, and we released it, and it did really well. And then funny, Ultra comes back and says, oh, this record is really great.
Oh my gosh, of course.
So that we put a vocal on it, and they paid for a music video, and then they got this incredible remix from Nari and Milani.
Yeah.
So what was cool was their track Adam was the biggest record of 2011.
Massive. Yeah.
And so their remix of Brohammer was their first release after Adam. And so it came out.
Timing.
Dustin and I were in our apartment, and it was 4th of July, so I wasn't expecting anything, but I got a text from the label being like, check your email. We downloaded the remix. We listened to it in my studio, and we were both like, this is going to be huge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that was how. So Brohammer just had a lot of life. It was big, and then the remix was huge.
Yeah.
Went top 10 on Beatport. This is when Beatport was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And all the huge DJs were playing it, and it was really fun.
That is amazing. Now, with everything going so well, I mean, you have a lot of steam at this point. When did King Arthur come into play, and what was that change like for you?
So I was on tour in 2013 with Tritonal, I think I did like 50 dates with them.
Yeah, I remember that. It was incredible.
Or 35 dates with them, and then I was on the right after that. There was like 2 weeks, and I was on, and I did a couple of my own solo shows. Then was on the Morgan Page 3D tour.
Nice.
Where he did like 3D projection mapping stuff,
Sick.
whatever. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And and it was on that tour, and this is when EDM was at its peak.
Yeah.
It was the biggest thing that ever happened to dance music in America, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Because the impact live is great.
Right.
But after a while, you're like, man, it's all about just build, impact, and then people just kind of chill, build, impact.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened to like dancing and songs and singing and not just
jumping.
So I just got a little bit bored of that on the tour, because after you're playing, I mean, it was like 60 shows in, a span of a couple months. And you're just like, this is awesome, but I'm getting a little bit bored of the same thing over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
And so started writing some different stuff, some houseier stuff, some more song-based stuff, and that was the beginning of the King Arthur project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. So you basically, there was this layover period, I guess, or a crossover where it was Topher Jones and King Arthur. I remember Brohammer was re-released almost?
Yeah, so after Belong to the Rhythm and Praise You came out, had the idea of, well, what if I rehash some of these songs that were Topher Jones songs?
Right.
And put them out with the King Arthur touch.
Right.
And so talked to Ultra, they loved the idea.
Yeah.
And did that, and it came out, it was like November of 2015, I think. Yeah.
Incredible. So you
It
still...
was like a fun kind of passing of the torch moment.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say, you still definitely appreciate those days. I mean, that's where it all started for you.
There's still one more Topher Jones song that will get a King Arthur touch.
Yeah?
When the time is right.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
Please send.
Yes. When I'm headlining Lollapalooza Perry stage.
Yeah! All right. That is what I like to hear.
Calling it.
Damn, I got chills and started sweating at the same time right there. Amazing. So, more onto the King Arthur here, because 2015, Belong to the Rhythm came out on Hexagon.
Yep.
Don Diablo, your guy.
My boy.
It premiered on BBC Radio 1 with Danny Howard, and it was a hit.
That was back in that was even before. It's so funny because I was going through I was looking back through a bunch of stuff, and it's funny because Belong to the Rhythm came out on May the 4th. So everyone was like, "Oh, May the 4th be with you!" And I decided, because the guy who sings on is like a huge Star Wars nerd.
Oh, really?
So I just remember that as the release. I was like, "Oh, I never thought about that." He was so jacked up about it. And so I was going back and looking at a bunch of stuff recently, and I was like, "Wow, it was such a different era of releasing music where you would build up for 2 months to the release date, and then have a big impact there."
Yeah.
And so it was premiered on BBC Radio 1 back in it was 2 months or a month and a half before the song even came out. And then it was on SoundCloud for a month before it came out. It was on YouTube for a month before it came out.
Wow.
So it had 750,000 plays on SoundCloud before the song ever actually officially was released. And it was because you would have your Beatport, pre-buy links, and you'd hope that on day one, it would just shoot up the Beatport charts.
Right.
And so you would put that link in the SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Oh, you can buy here.
Right.
And it was just so funny being man, you would put the song up on SoundCloud for weeks and weeks. And nowadays, you're SoundCloud's dead.
It is.
Sometimes you don't even talk about a song till it's available because people don't want to have to, oh, I heard about this song that's coming out in 2 weeks. Think about it, save it, and then in 2 weeks, put it out. They're just is it here now? Cool.
Yeah.
I'll click on it. If not, on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so it's so fun to think just how in a couple years, just the way that we release music and consume it has changed so much.
So much. It's interesting you said that bringing up Beatport, and it's not something I talk about as much as I'd like.
It's getting really big again.
It's really big again because there's so many DJs that are willing to buy music,
Yeah.
When I
guess
guess...
the more underground music gets, the bigger Beatport gets.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there was definitely a layover period. I had a great interview with Win and Woo, who I'm sure you know, and they became...
I don't know them personally, but I know that. Yeah.
Well, they blew up on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
SoundCloud remixes. People would go on tour if you had a big SoundCloud remix.
So weird.
Insane. Look at Blau, look at Cap Slap, right?
Yeah.
And then they started producing original music, and
Yep.
that was kind of the I guess the lane that they went for. But it has changed so much.
It's crazy.
So much.
Crazy.
All these websites too. I have a lot of DJ friends, and we all share how do you get
Yeah.
your edits, how do you get your music and stuff. There's 50 different quality websites.
different world, man.
It is a different world,
I
man.
remember I used to have to go into the record store and paying $12 for one song on vinyl.
Gramophone.
And the thing is, and this is something I do miss, is when you would buy a record, you loved that song.
Yeah.
Because you knew it was going to cost you some cash.
Yeah.
And so whatever it is that you would purchase, like, these were your jams, and you made sure that they were awesome.
Yeah.
And nowadays, we're just so like, maybe I'll play this once or twice, and that's that. Because it just doesn't cost us anything anymore.
It's true. It just appears.
So I don't know if we value music as much. We love to consume it, and we like access to it, but we don't. I don't know if we value it as much because like it would cost more to have records.
Right, that's true. What are some early inspirations for you that you still find extremely valuable, whether you play it in sets or even when you make new music?
Well, I mean, I can't play those records in sets because just things were produced so
so much
back then.
differently. Yeah, the 12-inch versions.
Oh
of
well,
things,
just I mean, like sidechain wasn't like that big of a thing. Like compression and mastering was so different.
Yeah.
Records are a million times louder and hit so much harder now.
Yeah.
But the first song that I really fell in love with dance music was Armin van Buuren, Communication. Do you like that song? It's so good.
Yeah.
But I was visiting some friends in Arizona, and they used to be really into aggressive skating.
Aggressive skating?
Yeah, like rollerblading and the whole thing. It was huge in Arizona.
Yeah.
And so I went out there, and it was like, oh, check out this video. And we were watching the video, and they would always have songs kind of soundtracking the different skaters sections or whatever. Mm-hmm. And this one guy, his name was Billy Prislin from California, and he started out, I vividly remember, he started out his little section with him DJing, and then it goes into the like the synth, and I was like, what is this? I sat there and just was like, my mind was blown. Like, I've never heard music like this before.
Yeah.
And I after that, I was like, I am buying dance music records. And then Napster was huge.
Yeah.
So I would just type in like dance music, trance, techno, European music. Mm-hmm. Download everything.
Download.
So yeah,
all.
Armin van Buuren, Communication.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, a bunch of old school like Tiesto and Paul Van Dyke, Paul Oakenfold.
Of course.
And then Gabriel and Dresden. Loved their stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Those are some of the big early inspirations.
For sure. I mean, I still hear a little bit of that type of vibe in your music nowadays still too. So it's a part of you, right?
I mean, yeah. I love that. I mean, I still love trance. That sounds like that. They don't make it like that anymore.
Yeah, trance is making another big move though.
It is.
It is. It's you're right. You said it best. The underground scene is growing.
Oh, it's so big right now.
So there's these subgenres of trance and house.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So.
Yeah. Oh, Armin van Buuren, thank you for changing my life.
Thanks, Armin.
Yep.
We'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really more curious about the music that you've made over the course of time, because creativity can be tough, especially consistently. You know, I mean, you've had a lot of great tracks. My personal favorite is Right Now.
Okay.
I love that track. The vocals are amazing, and it just is a great vibe. I love it. Play it all the time, honestly, once a week. Praise You, of course. Rave of the 90s, like I said. Most recently, Friday, released on Stamped.
Yep.
Martin Garrix label, and Keep It Coming and Musical Freedom, which, as you well know, are blowing up. Incredible tracks.
Thank you.
But you've kept consistent, is my point. You know, how do you continue to do that?
I don't know. I just make music that feels like me.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's some sort of line that connects it all.
Sure. Have you hit any roadblocks along the way, like
creatively? Oh, definitely. Like you definitely have those moments.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a period earlier this year where I don't think I worked on music for about 6 weeks straight.
Really?
Yep. Every now and then I'll just do that.
Yeah.
And just spend time doing other things.
Yeah.
And then come back and
reset.
It's just hard to be super creative all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, along with traveling, is a bad combination. Like, because jet lag does not breed creativity.
No way.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as the creation of the music and how it all fits together, like, if I love it and it feels like something that I would, sounds like me, or I would play, or whatever, then cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's the string through all of it.
Of course. Out of all your releases, is there one that means the most to you?
Oh, man. It's like asking a parent who their favorite kid is.
I know, yeah, jeez.
I don't know. I mean, I think Belong to Rhythm will always have a very special place in my heart.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it really launched this whole era.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But,
This is a tough question.
I've got a couple records that haven't come out yet that I just love. They're just amazing songs.
I just saw you post today that you got something coming out. It was on Revealed Radio.
Yeah,
Heard
it's
on
a
air?
single. My new single coming out next Friday on Stamped. Yeah.
You're on fire right now.
It's called House to Pop.
Yeah.
Probably will be out by the time this interview's up.
All right.
When is this interview being aired?
It'll be next week.
Oh, then, well, go listen to House to Pop on Friday. It's coming out.
Excellent.
Yeah, with Kevin Alexander, who is one of the most talented up-and-coming guys in the world right now. He's amazing.
That's incredible. Yeah. I mean, what about playing live? Like, I'm going to get around to this, but Tomorrowland Mainstage. What was that like playing your music for all those people?
Oh, that set was very bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because the weather was horrible.
It's still...
Have you watched the live stream of it?
10 times.
Yeah, like it was a monsoon.
It was a monsoon.
I watched it the other week with some friends. I was just out in California, and they were like, "Oh yeah." They were watching a bunch of sets, and they're like, "You played on the main stage, right?" I was like, "I did. You can watch it." And they're like, "What was it like?" I was like, "It was kind of heartbreaking."
Yeah.
But we'll get back there, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a very special moment for me when it happens again.
Well, yeah.
But anytime you get to play, Tomorrowland's awesome.
Yeah.
What was cool was the year before I played on the smallest stage of the festival.
Mm-hmm.
It was called the Mazda stage. I don't think they do it anymore, but it was like brand new, fresh, up and coming talent.
Sure.
To go from that to then the main stage of the year was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was awesome.
A lot can change in 1 year.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
What took you from such a big stage change? Was it the releases? Was it the business connections?
I mean, 2016 was a great year of releases.
Yeah.
I mean, had some big records that streamed really well. The album created a lot of attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was doing a lot of shows, and things were just really building. And so then you really reap the benefit of all of that 3 to 8 months later.
Yeah.
Depending on things, but for summer schedules, like Tomorrowland Mainstage is already done. Who's going to play next year? Probably.
Yeah, of course, by the day after
it's
over. Yeah.
And so that stuff all comes from head. So yeah, that was booked. I mean, I knew at this time in 2016 that I was going to be playing Mainstage in 2017.
Oh my God, that was on your mind for that long?
I mean, it was a while. I mean,
Yeah,
Dustin was over. Yeah, we were over there. He was over for ADE, and I remember my agent was like, "Hey, Tomorrowland Mainstage 2017." We're like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, don't say anything to anybody." Like, we won't for 9 months.
Yeah.
Make sure the heads up.
I'll just go have a baby in the meantime, I guess. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I remember actually last time I saw Dustin, we were actually here, and he was telling me about one of your biggest shows originally, which was at Snake Pit.
Yeah.
And you went before Afrojack, and then Diplo was late, right?
Then
after,
Afrojack.
yeah.
No. It was. Was it after Diplo?
No, you went before Diplo.
Yeah, it was myself, then Diplo, then he left, and Afrojack was late.
Okay,
And
Afrojack
I played
was late.
for like another 30 minutes or so.
He was late and he didn't want to finish his set. And so, I mean, the crowd.
He didn't want to start his set. He just
I
kept
was
being like,
there. It
he
was
just kept being like, keep
insane.
playing.
Those are some of the best crowd pictures that you ever had.
Yeah, and that was when we had the Topher Jones foam hand. and we like had them all. We're gonna we'll get back to some more fun, creative things that
Yeah.
That's why
in the future.
He saw the Topher Jones hand.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember.
That was awesome.
I remember playing at a festival in, where was it? Edmonton or Calgary? Oh, where was it? It was somewhere in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Calgary.
Yeah.
I think that's where it was. And I had played earlier in the day, and my good friends Tritona were playing 3 hours after me, and they go on, and there's like 25 Topher Jones hands in the crowd. And they look at me, they're like, "What did you do?" I was like, "Hey, my people are my people."
They like it, yeah.
And so once they get a foam hand, they just were waving it all day. It's like every other DJ that day was staring at my hand, waving back at them.
That's a good move. That's
Yeah,
branding.
I mean, it's great. Maybe pissed a few people off, but hey, it was fun.
Whatever, you shot your shot.
Yeah,
I like
but
that.
no, Snake Pit was amazing when we did that.
Yeah, I mean, do you ever take a moment and think how far you've come?
Yeah. and then I'm like, yeah, cool. We're
I'm gonna keep going.
Just scratching the surface.
Yeah, so true.
Just scratching the surface.
So true. Do you have a long-term goal in mind, or what?
Yes, there's a lot of stuff in the works, a lot of stuff being written down, and kind of dreams of what we're.
Yeah.
The next phase is going to be the craziest and biggest phase of the whole thing.
Absolutely. We can.
Some of the stuff we'll talk about, some of it I can't, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say we can just jump. I'm really excited to hear about the label.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the paperwork will get signed here in the next few days or week. But yeah, that's going to be special.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it. I want to know what's.
Yeah, so it's been a dream for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
That to have a label, and Dustin and I have always talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, this would be so fun to do eventually, and then you're always like, oh, is it the right time? Do we have enough leverage? Can we make stuff happen?
Mm-hmm.
And just really felt at the beginning of this year like, yeah, it's time to start a label.
Yeah.
And so started having conversations with Don earlier in the year, and then it just didn't make sense with them because they were just going to do Hexagon, and then started pursuing getting the distribution, all that stuff set up.
Yeah.
And then Don and his team came back and were like, hey, we're ready to do the label thing. So
man, remember that moment well.
Yeah, so we'll see how it.
So is it? I guess in business terms, is it a subsidiary of Hexagon, or is it?
Kind of. They're the. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but you operate entirely on your own.
I mean, they get a percentage of everything because
Right.
they're doing all the
The
distribution. Yeah, creative is totally.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have do you have a track that you already are gonna be the first release for?
That's what I were going over all the songs today. Actually.
Yeah.
We were sitting at Heritage Bicycles and Coffee, best coffee shop in Chicago.
That's a fact.
You'll be happy to know that there are many tracks to choose from that are good enough to be.
Yeah,
we were going through like, what about this one? What about this one? So we were already planning like, 3-4 months into this release schedule. Like, what about this? And talking about that stuff. So there's a lot of music.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's so exciting for you.
And it's cool because there are some amazing artists that want to be a part of the label that are ridiculously talented.
Yeah.
And this is before we even released anything, and there's people already being like, yo, I want to get involved. I want to sending me records and stuff. So it's really cool.
And these are more low-key people or already kind of have established followings? Like, kind of like what I do with the podcast, people who are talented but may not have the right avenue or connections.
I mean, Kevin Alexander is going to do a lot of stuff on the label.
Okay.
He's the guy to keep it coming with.
Yep.
And then we have a song on Stamp next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's one of the big ones. And there's a couple other guys that we're figuring it out. But
yeah,
we'll definitely be doing stuff on the label. And there's the follow-up to Friday with Loki.
You just had some remixes drop too?
The remixes came out today.
Zenlo?
His is sick.
Yeah, that's some.
His is really
some
sick.
Dirty house.
Yeah, all the remixes are sick.
They are, yeah.
But his is really cool. His is doing really well on Spotify right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the follow-up to Friday is a record that we're gonna push to have on there. It might be release 3.
Mm-hmm.
You'll maybe hear the song tonight. I might play it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'll open my ears.
It's really it's like a record where we finish and it's like, dang. This is just like some of our records are just fun.
Yeah.
Some of them are like kind of funky. Some of the records are just cool.
Right.
This one is cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You'll recognize it probably pretty quickly.
Okay, that's good.
Like, oh yeah, this is that King Arthur and Loki record. Yeah.
Okay, if it's gonna be along the vibe of Friday, then I'm definitely down.
Yeah.
That track's a hit. How did it feel when you saw, I mean, you've had your music supported by the biggest. You already mentioned Tiesto. I mean, you've remixed the Chainsmokers. Like, you've come so far, but like, you see Mala dropping it. Who's in like, what I guess from my perspective, a different lane than you.
Yeah. He's a bit more like bass house stuff, but the thing that was so funny about it is, I mean, it's great when DJs play your music, but he was literally posting about it every day on Instagram.
The Electric Zoo
that's where I was like, okay, like whatever, bro. This
he
is
really
sick.
likes
Either
it.
like he loves it or his tour manager loves it. So every time he plays, like, oh, I'm gonna film this.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing his Instagram, thank you. But yeah, for like weeks on end. I mean, I have so many videos of him just hammering the record, and then he put it as a recap. It was so funny when he used it as the song for his Electric Zoo recap.
Incredible.
Because people were like, oh, is this the new Mala record? And I went on, I was like, nope, I'm responding to everybody.
Yeah.
This is my new song with Loki, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
because he didn't mention it wasn't his or anything.
Right.
But it's cool when people like that play your record that often.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, this is great.
That's what you want. I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of the goal, right? You can't DJ everywhere and have your
No.
music played everywhere. So
It's
if
a
you
great
get
way
to help
to
people in the industry.
Great way to get your music out there.
It is a teamwork game out there. I think people that come into the industry assume it is competitive, obviously, but it's a small scene from my experience so far, especially in Chicago. But everyone's so willing to support each other. The people that aren't don't make it very far.
Yeah.
This is my little person's perspective, too.
It gets a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
The bigger people get, the way more tension there is between artists.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because they're fighting for festival slots and things like that. And
So even like playing each other's music can be?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot of huge guys playing another huge guy's song.
That's
it just
true.
never happens.
That's true. Very good point. I didn't think about that. You play. Everybody will kind of play like losing it, right? Everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
played
that's
that.
one of the greatest dance records of the last 20 years.
Yeah. You love that track?
First time I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh.
This is big. This is gonna
It
be
just
big.
It just has that thing.
It does.
Yeah.
There's something. It's crazy because I saw Golf Clap, who I'm sure you've heard of before. They were DJing somewhere and like they were playing. They were headlining somewhere and it was like they had like a do not play list.
Yeah, it's just Fisher losing it.
Losing it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, my God, is this like the Despacito of the
I mean,
electronic music
it works
community?
every single time.
Yeah,
and
it's a hit.
It's a massive record.
Yeah, incredible, and it had so much great, marketing behind it too.
Yeah,
all that type of stuff.
Yep.
And transition to that, actually, your brand is amazing. I love it. I mean, you got the crown on right now.
No, when
Your
I'm
social
King Arthur,
media-
I gotta wear the crown.
You do, yeah. Your social media presence is great too. I mean, you respond to everybody's comments.
Yeah.
You answer direct messages, all that sort of stuff. I mean, you're big and you still find time.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I respect to you for that. I know you got a lot going on. My question is, in an online marketing where branding is everything, we're in a digital age.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate yourself?
I mean, you wear a crown. I wish I had some great answer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we get to play up a lot of stuff with the King Arthur thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely is like a direction and an aesthetic to the project of what we
Sure.
are doing and what I like and what I think is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it's like it's not like we got some like crazy strategic plan behind everything.
Right. Maybe that's the beauty in it.
Yeah, sure. I think, next year there'll be a bit more structure to things, a
Okay.
bit more, yeah.
What is the story behind the King Arthur? The
My
name?
middle name's Arthur.
Right. Do
Yeah.
you like King Arthur?
Well, I was swimming one day
Yeah.
at the gym and was like, what should I do with, this was when I was trying to figure out the name for the new project.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've used Topher, I've used Jones. Like,
Yeah.
What can we use? Arthur. What about King Arthur?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. It's annoying because like 50 people use the name in music.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
But it is what it is. I knew that would happen going into it, but I felt like, yeah, this is what we got to do.
Yeah, I mean, you Google King Arthur, a lot's going to come up, but you're
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's led to some people being very angry and
Seriously?
yeah, people get weird about stuff. Yeah.
What?
Well, that's the furthest we'll go into it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. So, like I said in the beginning, in creative industry where you're putting out music, you're playing sets, people have an opinion of what you do.
Yep.
Have there been any obstacles you've had to overcome, either professionally or personally, because of this type of stuff?
I mean, if you want to make it in music, you have to have perseverance like
Mhm.
nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a knock on any other job, but
Yeah.
this you're going to be told no a gajillion times more than you're told yes.
Yeah.
And so you have to develop really thick skin and
Mhm.
you have to just believe without a doubt, I'm supposed to be doing this. This is what I was made for. And
Yeah.
if you don't, you'll probably give up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a million reasons to just stop and say,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm done. This is it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it anymore. And yes, it's got. I mean, I think on social media and the way the world perceives musicians and DJs,
Yeah,
it's like
gosh.
life's amazing, everything's great, you're doing all this stuff. And it's just not the reality of it all.
It's
and
not.
and it's hard on just personal life because you fly a lot,
Mhm.
you're jet lagged, you're dealing with time zones, and you have
Yeah.
to come home and you kind of. I don't know. Just it wears. It's a very exhausting
Yeah.
And it can be quite lonely at times. I
Yeah.
mean, it's different now. I feel like I'm being more grown up. A totally different perspective on it compared to, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you definitely have to walk through a lot. It's
For
definitely,
sure.
I mean, and trying to figure out things with my wife, like how do we have a family?
Yeah.
What does that look
I
like
was gonna ask you that.
with
yeah.
this? Because there's nothing normal about a job like this.
No, I mean, like you said, and you come back home from flying and all this stuff, and your job, your income is to go into the studio. It's not like you're raising a family in a studio necessarily. So,
I mean, your job is to show up and play shows. That's where
Yeah.
you get paid.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
get,
true.
You don't get paid
That's
for the
true.
music anymore.
But you don't get the shows without the music sometimes. Right?
True.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
But so just how to navigate
Management.
this.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have a healthy relationship when you're gone a lot or
Yeah.
tired from jet lag and
Yeah.
whatever it is? So
What's
it's
your
definitely not
wife's
as
name?
glamorous. Jacqueline.
Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Did you meet her in music?
No, met her at a wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And it's been 3 years, you said?
We've been married. It'll be 3 years in January. We've been married. Yeah.
How did you meet her then? She's Australian, right?
Yeah. She was a
Yeah.
bridesmaid at a wedding, and I was a groomsman.
Oh.
We
whose
hung
wedding?
out. It was a wedding up in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Of all
Oh
places. I
my
know.
gosh, of
The
course.
Wheezy.
The Wheezy.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this girl's really cute, and she was super cool. And so we
Mhm.
just hung out all weekend.
Yeah.
And I just signed my record deal with Ultra, so I was going to be busy doing that. She was going back to Australia to do a
Mhm.
master's.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really talk for a couple years because we were both busy. And
Yeah.
then showed up on Facebook. That was her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
This is when like people used Facebook to like. It's different than it is now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like when people just like poke each other still.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. And you write on people's walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just hit her up. Like, hey, happy birthday! Like, how are you? Let's catch up.
Mhm.
And so we did, and then it just turned, and yeah,
Where were you living at that point?
Chicago.
Then? So you were in Chicago. So when did you move to Amsterdam then?
2017-ish,
Mm-hmm.
end of 2017.
And
Yeah, I
20
lived in the UK for a couple years before that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We're in UK.
Bristol.
Bristol.
Yep.
Wow. How was it? Oh yeah.
Where
Actually.
where
Yeah.
like the pirate accent comes from. There are a lot of R's. Got a fiver.
A fiver?
Want some pizza? They had R's on things. That's really funny.
Want
Yeah.
some pizza?
Pizza. That's what they say. If you say-
Eggers.
It's crazy, man. Like, yeah, they add R's at the end of words. It's very funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there any moments where you had like sort of a culture shock, or you obviously voluntarily went there to do
Yep,
that? But was
voluntarily
it like,
went,
Did
yeah.
you ever miss like Indiana or anything? Chicago?
Oh, there's so much about America that I miss that
Yeah.
I think is just amazing and the best. But
Yeah.
it's just
Part
part
of-
of
part of the plan.
experience right now.
Yeah.
Part of the experience right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate America more now,
Mm-hmm.
living outside of it, than I did being here.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, people, and I get really annoyed when people like complain about our country and this and that. It's definitely not perfect. but, like,
Americans.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you don't know how good you have it here.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. I have a lot.
I've
of
been to
friends-
some countries where I'm just like, I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been some crazy places, and you're just like, we have it so good here.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely got its flaws, but it's still amazing.
We're a team. Everybody's
Yeah.
under the same roof here to a certain
Yeah.
extent. Considerably, maybe a
Yeah.
little different for some, but
Yeah.
to a certain extent. So the major thing that's we've been talking about here is the course of time that's taking you to get to this point.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of changes. I mean, I can't believe it's about to be 2020. I can't imagine from your perspective.
It's just crazy to think about.
Crazy. What do you think the next
I'm
decade
running for
holds?
president.
Yeah.
Forget democracy. We're bringing in the kingdom.
That
Just
works.
kidding.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Aristocracy, let's go.
I'm down. Can I be Speaker of the House and I just do podcast interviews?
You just play house music.
Oh, I can DJ?
Speaker
Okay.
of the House, yeah.
Oh. Wow. Damn.
Come on, bro.
Dude.
Get on my level.
Yeah, I'm
I think there's actually a DJ called Speaker of the House.
There
which
is.
Genius.
Yeah. Gosh, that just connected for me right there.
Yep.
Okay, all right, I'm in. Shake on it, though. All right. Well, what do you think the next decade holds with everything you've seen change, just in genres and festivals, clubs, everything?
I was having a conversation with a friend about this the other day,
Mm-hmm.
where I feel like the mega club is going to come back.
Yeah?
Because we're in this time where underground music is huge,
Mm-hmm.
but underground music doesn't really necessarily work on main stage at festivals.
True.
I mean, if it's an underground festival, it's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many festivals nowadays where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I just keep feeling, because the maybe it's just nostalgia for me,
Mm-hmm.
where the type of music that's coming out and is popular right now
Yeah.
reminds me so much of like underground stuff in the late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s. Like underground is huge.
For sure.
I'm like, it just feels like the super club, the mega club's going to come back.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
I might be wrong.
There's a huge new venue that's being built in Chicago right now on the south side. It's called Radius.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
No. How big is it?
Huge.
Like
I think
2,500 people type thing?
I
Yeah,
think
see,
it's like 2,500,
there you
3,000
go.
people.
That's the mega club right
You're
there.
right. And they shut down the mid, actually, and they sold the land and they built that. You're a genius.
It's coming.
I can see why you could be president. I'll vote for you. You can see the future. I love that. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And just from my perspective, too, I really got into electronic music, like, you know, in the 2009, 2011
Yeah.
era, when it was the progressive, you know, the lose
Oh.
my mind type stuff.
Dustin, if you need to go meet with Kevin, he's already there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
We only have like 2 questions left, so.
it's fine. You can walk over. I'll meet you over there.
Where are you guys going?
Hub 51.
Oh, hell yeah. Good spot.
So
We'll see in a
good.
little bit. Yeah, so from my perspective, growing up in that, I got into electronic music because of that progressive jump, hands in the air, feeling
Yeah.
good with
The
everybody.
EDM era.
EDM area,
Yeah.
exactly. That was getting played at frat parties when I was
Yeah.
in college. And then trap music came in, like the Flosstradamus, you know, original Don, like that blew up.
In America. it did.
In America,
Yeah.
yeah. See, I only have the American
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
So that blew up, and then Big Room really hit it big, and it was already kind of going on then, but I guess
Yeah.
what was most popular. And then we got into this dubstep rhythm era, and then that kind of ended, and then there's all these other smaller things going on. But now house has always been like this.
House music's kind of the constant that's always there.
Always.
Whether it's the most popular or whatnot, like it's always there. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the foundation where, I mean, that's where dance music, as we know it, kind of comes from.
Yeah.
You know, it started in this city, Chicago.
It did, and I think the reason that it's blowing up so much more, at least on the radio, you know, DJs that come, obviously Chicago has big house DJs
Yeah.
that come, but you see guys like, you know, booking DJs in Indianapolis that are house DJs. I think it's because our generation is a little sick of the jumping and they want to dance.
Yeah,
they still
well, it's
love
like this.
dance music.
Yeah, that the generation that grew up with the EDM thing is
Mhm.
they've grown up a bit. And,
Yeah.
you know, not to sound old, but like the older you get, jumping up and down like this all the time, like, it's just you just don't have it like you used
Yeah,
to.
of course.
And so and there's something about just like getting back to dancing again.
Yeah.
Grooving and hanging out and yeah, it's cool.
Absolutely.
And just music in general, especially dance music, just goes through different cycles and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's great to see because house music is my favorite. It's the music I make. It's the music I like to play.
Yeah.
So now I just see. Now I feel like a lot of people who are producing house music too are in a good position rather than everybody's trying to jump in. But it's also saturating the producing market a little bit because
Happens to anything that gets popular.
right,
Anything that gets popular, people just
everybody makes it. Like everybody made progressive. Everybody made
Totally.
rhythm. Everybody made dubstep.
Yeah.
You gotta stay with the times though. But
It's-
you got like Tiesto. Let's use him as an example. He makes a lot of different types of music. Is he doing that to stay on top, or is he doing that because he's with the times, or like what's the thought process behind that?
I mean,
He's another thing. Of
I
course.
mean, like I don't think he's a good example because he's like the grandfather of
That's true.
dance music as we know it, where he just can kind of do whatever he wants and he's just always going to be big.
Yeah. What about like Don Diablo then? He's got his sound.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to really break through, and,
Yeah.
and he sticks to his thing.
Yeah.
No matter what happens around him, like his thing is his thing.
Yeah, of course. And
So he's killing it.
he's killing it, and he's created such a great outlet for people like you.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a tastemaker.
tastemaker, absolutely.
Yeah, there are a lot of big DJs that they might be huge as individuals,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not tastemakers. Where
Yeah.
he is someone who's big, but he's also like leading and
Yeah.
everything and
True.
in different styles and whatnot. And yeah, he's awesome. He's
Well
a great
said.
dude.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
He-
Yeah.
He's from he's Dutch, right?
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he live in Amsterdam still?
Yeah. He's moving.
Have you been to his house?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
yeah,
fun.
we hang out a lot. He's
Tice.
not Tiesto.
Not Tiesto.
No, Don.
Don.
Yeah, Don.
Oh,
I thought you were talking
God.
about Don. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I was like,
yeah.
I was like, you're just hanging out with Tiesto.
Oh, I mean,
you've met him many times.
Yeah.
Hung out with him.
Yeah, but
Don lives in Amsterdam.
yes, Tiesto lives kind of
Everywhere.
wherever.
Yeah. Miami, everywhere.
I think he's got a place he has like a suite at
Has to.
MGM in Vegas because that's where his residency is.
Yeah.
I think he just that's his American home base. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's incredible to have a great relationship with, Don. I mean,
He's awesome.
Didn't you go to like his birthday
I
birthday
did.
dinner?
I think I was the only other DJ there.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, he's got a great brand too.
Oh, his brand. He is so like.
He's
I don't even know how to describe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that brand is him. Like his house is that brand too. Like
That's
you
incredible.
go inside, like it's all black and white, and like
Oh, no
yeah, and, like
way.
hexagon logo. Like it legit. Like he lives it.
That is incredible. His style is so cool too.
It's him.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. What an awesome connection and friend for you to have.
He's
too.
great.
Yeah, incredible. Well, what's 2020 hold for you? What's the next decade hold for you?
The record label,
Yep.
management company.
Okay.
We're gonna do more in the fashion side of things as well.
Okay. Yeah, you released some merch recently,
Yep.
right?
And then, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, a lot. Don't want to get too far ahead, but those
Yeah,
are
of
gonna be the
course.
3 big things as far as within the next year. I
That's
think
incredible.
2020 will be big, and then we're gonna build off that, and then expand to some other areas,
That's amazing.
which can be fun.
All right.
Bring the kingdom, 2020. It's happening.
Bring the kingdom. That's what to
Yeah.
expect. Everybody go follow that. Pay attention. This man is going to be massive.
Thank you.
Seriously, I got so much respect for
Dude,
you.
you're
Topher.
awesome.
This is great. You inspire me to just continue to do my thing because
Thank you.
if I just keep doing it, something will happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, I always say
Takes
this,
time, man.
it takes time. Everybody gets in the line for the roller coaster. It looks great, and they're like, "Oh, I'll wait in line. This is a great ride." And it's like, I don't want to wait in this line anymore. I'm going to go to the shorter line.
Yeah.
And then you end up waiting in line with the people that want to get on the roller coaster.
I was trying to give some people some encouragement, and they
Yeah.
were talking about how long should we expect things to take and all this stuff, and I was like, yo, I'm
Oh
sitting on
my
20
gosh.
years.
Yeah, seriously.
And I'm still nowhere near where I want to be.
Yeah.
And they're like, 20 years? I was like, yeah, if you're not going to go after
You
this.
love it. It's
Yeah, but just my, people are like, yeah, but I don't want to take that long. I was like, well, then maybe it's not for you.
Yeah. I don't want it to take that long. Yeah.
Well, then it's probably not for you.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to just keep going after it, and
You gotta work
you got to
hard.
believe in that this is what you're supposed to do, and
It's that Midwest attitude we got, right?
it definitely, people in the Midwest know how to work hard, that's for sure.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, from one Zionsvillian to another, you're the man.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.